So here we are. Who are we? I'm glad you asked. I'm Matt Simon, and well, you know who you are. So here's the plan. Each Saturday, we'll gather here and run down the best and worst stories of the week. The wackiest, weirdest, wildest, and what the f***iest stories. Like this one. Mitt Romney's tax returns. Now you know it's been a bad week if releasing your tax returns that only reinforce your image as a loophole exploiting fat cat is a relative win. Romney released his 2011 tax returns on Friday in what seemed like the old Friday info dump, which is meant to draw the least possible eyeballs to a story, effectively burying it and thus minimizing the damage done from any particular event. About 3 weeks ago, Mr. Romney's taxes were considered the biggest albatross hanging around his neck. But post-response to Benghazi and the leaked 47% recording, the tax returns are a welcome change. Anything to change the subject to something even slightly different than 50,000 buck a plate gate as we head into the Sunday morning talk show cycle squaring up to sink Romney's bid for the presidency. Because talk of 14.1% is a lot better than talk of the 47% no matter what seat you're sitting in. Next up, the consummate artist Clint Eastwood has turned the ordinary chair into a political statement. For years, closed-minded bigots have sadly been relegated to using old tropes like the racist bumper sticker or stereotyped photos sent across the internet, or barroom signs that scream prejudice to marginalize our 44th president, among others. But now, if a man like, say, Texas Republican Bud Johnson is struggling to properly express his ostensible hatred and racist views towards President Obama with a fresh political and poetic interpretation, all he has to do is hang a chair in his front yard and dare inquiring minds to ask about it. Next up, Earl Simmons Jr., otherwise known as DMX. The hardcore rapper has found God. The D in DMX reportedly stood for Dark Man X or Dog Man X, but it should now stand for Deacon because that's what he is at his church. He's read the Bible cover to cover, and we should expect no more hardcore ways from him. The gravel voice rapper won a 2000 American Music Award, has sold over 20 million records in the US alone, and has starred in TV shows and movies including Exit Wounds with Steven Seagal and Cradle to the Grave with Jet Li. And now for more butt kicking. A 7-year-old Miami girl who fought off an alleged attacker with her bare hands this past summer was honored on Tuesday for her heroic feat. The police say 39-year-old David Moore approached Anari Taylor and her 4-year-old cousin as the two were playing outside. The police say he told the kids, "God told me to take him. He told me he's coming with me." The young girl chopped and kicked the man until he fled and later helped police arrest the guy. She always said she wanted to get into karate, so this is the beginning, her mother said. I'm not her mom, but it seems like she should be teaching versus taking, but whatever, it's your thing. Police gave the young Taylor a plaque and a SpongeBob SquarePants jacket. Which brings us back to Mitt SquarePants Romney. This week, his handlers publicized their desire to reboot his campaign, and much like the Batman reboot with Christian Bale that saw a much more brooding and dark iteration of Bruce Wayne / Batman, a Latino crowd in the Univision Meet the Candidate event in Miami saw a seemingly darker Mitt Romney, literally. He's currently down about 40 points with Hispanics, and he's searching for any means to chip away at that lead. So Willie Mitt went to the event with a new outlook on immigration, a new outlook on healthcare, and simply a new look. Now there's political pandering, there's etch-a-sketching, and then there's going kabuki to the albino convention. He either got a case of the George Hamiltons or someone's been hitting the dark tan before he goes to Miami. Speaking of automaton versions of the real thing, self-driving cars are coming our way. The Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers predicted that by 2040, autonomous cars will make up close to 75% of all vehicles on the road. There will be no traffic signs or lights since the cars won't need them, although I don't know what happens to the other 25%. But anyway, who needs a car that you can't drive? Isn't that called a bus? Lastly, the iPhone 5 is finally here. It's 18% thinner, 20% lighter. It's got a bigger screen for FaceTiming, watching big videos, and also getting lost thanks to the new Google Maps replacement called Apple Map. So I guess we might need those autonomous cars after all. But since you don't have to operate them, you can make calls as you want without breaking the law. See how that works? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you next week. Please click around Loop 21 as much as you want for these and other stories. I'll see you next week. My name is Matt Simon. Thanks for joining me.